So welcome to my dining room. In the last email that I sent, I wrote that I put all of my food photography props in a 40 by 60 by 25 centimetre prop box. And a few people responded and said that they would be really curious to know what's inside that prop box. So that's exactly what I'm going to show you today in this little video. Just a disclaimer beforehand, the things that are in this prop box are things that I have bought exclusively for food photography, but when I'm shooting I do look around the house and I also use things that we have in the cupboards, things that we use every day, books, tablecloths and other things. And I also have my glassware stored in a different cupboard, so I don't want it to get damaged or anything like that. So just to let you know, these are the things in here that I keep separate, and they are basically just used for food photography. And my napkins and fabrics are also hung up in a different cupboard to avoid them getting any creases in. So let's get started. I'll show you what's in here. So on top of my prop box, they don't live inside it, but they do count, are lots of these artificial leaves. So I bought these from Amazon. It was a pack of, I think there's like 50 or 60 different leaves in here, and there was about £10. So these are really great for creating shadows with hard light and just creating some interesting patterns. So these are really, really helpful. I have some old pages. I got these in an antique store. They didn't cost very much. I think they were like £4 or £5. So these are really great for layering underneath things. I have my bounce board. You will have seen this probably. I also have a kind of vintage cake stand. I got this from a friend who didn't want to use it anymore, so I have that. This is my diffuser and my tethering cable. You'll be surprised how much fits in here, I think, if you know how to pack it properly. So this will be a few minutes. I have several tea strainers. I don't know why I have so many, but well, I have these. These are good for obviously making loose leaf tea, also for dusting cocoa powder and things like that over desserts. I have a couple of little plates and pinch bowls that I got from Nom Living recently. They're really lovely. I like those a lot and I've been using them a lot recently. I also have this little jug that I bought from a local pottery store when I went on a family holiday a couple of weeks ago. So that's just a nice little memento and I use it a little bit. I have a bottle which is really great for juices, for milk, for water, so that's, or even a vase as well, so that sits in there. I have a little white jug that I got from Sainsbury's, great for pouring like syrups and melted chocolate. I have a mug, so I got a nice texture on it. This is actually, I think, from Tesco, I believe, and it comes with a couple of matching plates that are in a cupboard because we use those. This is my remote trigger, which I think the battery is flat. And this is like a curtain fabric that I actually use as a diffuser when it's really sunny and I need to cover the whole window, so it's quite like a see-through kind of fabric and it just works really nicely to diffuse the sunlight. Let's see, I've got cotton gloves for when I do drinks photography, so I don't mark the glasses with my fingerprints, and it's also good for handling things like chocolate to not get fingerprints on. I have a selection of little white saucers that come from espresso cups. So we have a few tiny little espresso cups as well. They are really, really great for flat lays and any other kind of like wider scenes that need tea or coffee in them. This is another of the non-living dishes. Yeah, another tea strainer. This is one of my like black little tart tins, like an antique one. Again, I got it from an antique store, which is like 50p or something like that. I also have a really old school like cocoa flour duster. I got this is my grandmother's. This was lying around in her house and I inherited that. I have several of these little bowls. These are from Denby. So I love Denby. It's a really nice pottery company. So these are just useful for dips and soups and things like that. And these are also from Denby. So they're like a kind of like a bluish kind of pastel kind of colour. I also collected several of these like dessert pots. This is from a brand called Goo, which I'm sure many of you know. And well, also kind of Lidl or Tesco own brand also like do these little pre-made desserts in these. So I just wash those and I keep them because they're really helpful to make my own chocolate mousses or to put in fruit and things like that for around the scene. And this was also like a bottle that was filled with gin. I took the label off and I just thought that was a nice shaped bottle to use for myself. And the same with this one. This was like a pre-made cocktail that I got in the supermarket. and it had a really nice like detail on the bottle, so I took the label off and I used that as well. These are like for cookies and muffins and scones. I don't know why they're in here, but they're in there. Another espresso cup. I have a collection of drinks picks. I don't know how well you can see that, but they are for putting on my drinks and my cocktails. I put fruit on them, like frozen fruit, different things to garnish my drinks, and they have like different ends on them. There's like some stars and some circles, so they're really pretty. Got those from Amazon. This is like a cutlery bag. So a lot of this cutlery is also from like my family, hand-me-downs, things we've had in the cupboards in the cellar for years. A lot of it's matte and kind of vintage. Just a selection of cutlery in here that I can just grab from whenever I'm shooting. Let's see what else. Giant pair of tweezers for moving things around, especially with salads. That's very helpful. I have a couple of different kinds of straws. So I have metal straws, and these ones are bamboo straws. So they are really nice also for drinks, without having to use any plastic ones, and they look a lot nicer than plastic straws. And then some plates. You'll probably recognise these ones. They're like a whitish, no, not white, they're like a beige cream, yellow kind of colour with some texture on them. I got these in the sale, the closing down sale at Debenhams in my hometown, and I got 3, so you probably have seen these a few times on my feed. I have one black plate, which I got from Next Home, just also has some texture on it there, and that's just nice when I want to do any dark and moody shots. I also got this plate from Sainsbury's. It has like a nice little lip. It's kind of like a beige grey colour, also with some texture in there. So that's from Sainsbury's Home, just a nice size. And I also have like an oval one. This is again from Denby. I also got this in the closing down sale at Debenhams. I just like the shape of it. It's really nice for flat lays, and it just goes with a lot of different things because it's quite a simple neutral colour. That's more or less it. There's lots of these little see-through cups in there, and I have a couple of these nice Vietnamese spoons I actually got in Vietnam when I went travelling a few years ago, so I need to make pho or something like that, I think, to showcase these. There's a couple more of these little white plates and some more of these bottles, and that's basically it. A pack of playing cards in case I want to do like a gaming night scene. So yeah, that's literally everything that I fit in here, save for repeating a few of these see-through bowls. I got this in gold. I needed it for a specific client shoot. They wanted like luxury vintage kind of style. So I just got a couple of like gold items from my local antique shop. And that's literally it. That is what is in my prop box, and you'll probably recognise a lot of that from my shoots. And like I say, I've got a couple of napkins and cloths hanging up so they don't get creased, and I have my glassware separately, and also my backdrops are all rolled up obviously in their own tubes. So that is what's in my prop box. I hope that was a little bit interesting for you to see how much I can actually fit in that box, and that gives you a bit of an idea of the range of different colours and different kind of sizes of things that I have. So I hope you enjoyed the video, and thanks for watching.